In nearly every city, town, or suburb across North America, one bird stands out as the most common. It's small, adaptable, and almost always within sight, the house sparrow. But how did this little bird, originally from the other side of the world, become so widespread? Let's take a fascinating journey through history to uncover the story of how the house sparrow became North America's most common bird. Let's start in the 19th century. North America, still in the early stages of industrialization, was a place of vast, untouched wilderness. Birds that lived here were native species, like the Northern Cardinal and the American robin. But across the Atlantic Ocean, in Europe, one small bird was making a name for itself in urban environments, the house sparrow. Native to Europe, Asia, and parts of North Africa, the house sparrow was well adapted to living alongside humans. It thrived in cities and towns, taking advantage of food scraps and the protection provided by buildings and structures. But it was during the mid-1800s, when European settlers began colonizing the New World, that the story of the house sparrow in North America truly began. In 1851, a group of these settlers had an idea: they would introduce European birds to North America, to make it feel more like home. The house sparrow, among others, was part of that plan. In 1851, around 100 house sparrows were released in New York's Central Park. At the time, no one could have predicted the massive impact this decision would have. At first, the sparrows struggled to adapt to the new environment. But over time, they found North America's urban spaces to be ideal for their survival. They loved the human-made structures, offering plenty of nesting sites in buildings and street signs. The abundance of food from trash to bird feeder made sure they had plenty to eat. Unlike many native birds which are more specialized in their diets, house sparrows are omnivores. They can eat seeds, insects, and even crumbs from human food, a perfect combination for thriving in cities. Over the decades, house sparrows spread rapidly across North America. By the early 1900s, they were seen from coast to coast, and their numbers continued to climb. They were the ultimate survivors, able to tolerate cold winters and hot summers, adapting quickly to every environment. But the success of the house sparrow didn't come without its challenges. Native bird populations were impacted by the sparrow's dominance in urban areas. Some species found it harder to compete for resources. Yet, the house sparrow's resilience kept it on top. Despite the house sparrow's adaptability, many conservationists argue that its dominance has had negative effects on native species, especially those that rely on the same urban spaces. Today, the house sparrow is a symbol of human influence on nature. It's a bird that, in many ways, reflects the rapid urbanization and growth of North America over the last century and a half. From a small group released in Central Park to becoming North America's DDost common bird, the house sparrow's journey is one of survival, adaptability, and the unpredictable effects humans can have on the natural world.